Oh, this is always so much fun. Hey, everybody, coming to you live, talking about your comeback. You know, Socrates once said that the unexamined life is not worth living. Did you hear that? The unexamined life is not worth living. Sometimes we've got to stop the world, what we've always been doing, and say, hey, where am I at? What am I doing? I'll never forget seeing a Larson comic, and if you remember the Greg Larson comics, very funny, very sarcastic, very funny. This doctor, just brilliant. These awkward cartoons and such, and it was a scene of a professor that was writing on a chalkboard a long math equation, and you see two students whispering to each other, "What the heck is he doing?" And then it zooms in on the professor, and the professor says, "What the heck am I doing?" Have you ever felt that way? You know what? You can make a comeback in your life. I believe at any age. And to make a comeback in your life, you've had to have a setback. Maybe it's layers of time. Maybe it's enough trials. Maybe it's enough whatever, betrayals, transitions, whatever. You've had setbacks in your life if you live long enough. But you know what? Just like Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. You can stop the world and examine your life and see where you are. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes that means walking into that dark room and saying, hey, why do I do what I do? Why am I doing what am I doing? What am I doing? Right? So I thought I'd come to you and encourage you, okay? That if you're at a place in your life, maybe you've had some setbacks, there's nothing like a good comeback. Okay. And I was thinking about you all. I looked at these quotes, pretty cool, about comebacks. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Boy, that's a good one. And people love a great comeback. Here's another one. The real victory lies in rising again. The real victory lies in rising again. Man, Jesus knows that, right? Another one. Turn your pain into a powerful comeback. I remember helping someone who was going through a very hard time 30 years ago. There's been a lot of people like that, but I heard the phrase, don't waste the pain. Don't waste the pain in your life. Forge it into something good. Make a comeback in your life. You can do that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I like this one. Bold hearts make remarkable comebacks. Bold hearts make remarkable comebacks. You know what? Hey, have a brave heart, okay? And position yourself that no matter what, you know what, you're going to keep moving forward. And we've talked about that so many times, a lot of different shows. Letting the fire forge you. That's how one of these are made, right? It's made in the fire. It's made with hammering. It's made with cool water. This culture wants cool water. The concentrated effort to feminize America's men from the Marxists, with everything from propaganda to education to media to food, water, and air, even clothing. We know that we have to return, make a comeback to being the man that God wants us to be. So, in talking about a comeback, I've made a comeback in my life. I really needed to get a hold of my weight, and I needed to lose weight from my back. I tried everything. Tried everything, man. And so you have heard that. I mean, good Lord, even down to the shot, 500 bucks a month, anything to try to drop some weight for my lower back pain. And no matter what I did, it never hurt. It never helped. It hurt. It never helped. And then playing the piano all these years, having some arthritis in my hands, I hate to admit it, but it started popping up, like 6 months ago. And so I needed to make a comeback. I needed to make a change, And so sure enough, Brian Holmes turned me on to what I call the hero product. I haven't been able to say the name on social media, because quite frankly, Big Pharma will come after me. They give billions to congressmen to outlaw natural remedies, the remedies that have been around for thousands of years, long before J.D. Rockefeller bought the medical board. So, with that said, I started making a comeback with this hero product change in my life. My lifestyle wasn't conducive, so I thought, to a strict regimen, a gym. I mean, I was traveling so much. I tried doing the food bars and the powders and all. Even the shot, like I said, oh, nothing worked, nothing worked. Even crazy diets that you can get quick results, but they're not sustainable. But what was sustainable for me was a drop in the morning and a drop in the evening. No gym, no diet, no crazy regimen. And what's funny is not only has it cut down this midsection like crazy, but it's increased energy. It's enhanced sleep. It's increased blood flow, concentration, mood. It's even changed cravings, but through all of that, I mean, gosh, I saw the results in 3 days. Change libido. For those of us who are over 50, some people are injecting testosterone, and that works really good, you know. No shame, no blame, but not everyone does that. But if you want to take a step towards making your comeback, I want to encourage you tonight to do that. It's not just the hero product, but it's in your life, it's in your mind, it's in your body. My book, Red Pill Prophet, talks about your life's already been written. Psalm 139. Uh, David was a prophet, a real one. And he said, God, my days were written in your book before I was born. You saw me before I was born. You knit me together in my mother's womb. All your ways are wonderful. And so God knew what would happen ahead of time. Your life's already been written. You got to stop the world. You got to move aside distractions. Some of you need to make a change in your relationship. Some of you need to make a change in your marriage. Not necessarily change in your spouse, but making a change in your marriage. Let's talk about that for a second. Are you still trying to be the guy that your wife thought she married? Are you still trying to be the woman that your husband thought he married? You know, uh, if you get tossed to and fro by the pattern of this world and the distractions and all the things that happen, it's really easy to get off base. But you know what? Beneath the layers of time, beneath the layers of hurt or weariness, exhaustion or overcommitments or whatever, even beneath the layers of comfort eating, okay, you're still there. You're still there. That person is still there. And so if you stop the world and you forgive everybody and you forgive yourself for settling for mediocrity, whether it's mediocrity in your life or your living, mediocrity in your relationships, stop the world, forgive yourself, forgive everybody. I'm walking away clean in my life, in my transitions. I may have to set records straight in my life. It's a part of life, but determined to say what you mean and mean what you say. Forgive everybody. Don't hold any bitterness towards anybody and make your comeback. Mind, body, heart, and soul. First the mind, okay? I gotta focus, man. I gotta, cut the herd, narrow, thin the herd a little bit of distractions, right? And that goes along with getting back to your life destiny. What's your life about? My life is about igniting the greatness in others. That's what I do. And I found a way to make a living at that, right? And also music and speaking and such and consulting, and doing broadcasting and such, filling a need, but in my mind, I needed to narrow my focus. And boy, has it narrowed now, like, like, like never before. I mean, I've actually taken my weekends back now and focusing on building my wife, her dream and my dream too, with a TV network, faithfulstream.com, you know. Also, mind, body, man, you know what? You can't execute your mission if you don't feel good. If you're not resting at night, well, older guys get up a lot during the night because of inflammation. Well, I found a way to fix that for me. So what happens? It's a chain reaction, cause and effect. I'm not getting up during the night a bunch, which means I'm sleeping better, which means I'm resting better. I'm feeling better. I'm looking better, right? And then of course, being proactive, not going into escapism with entertainment or escapism, even with comfort eating, whatever. I heard someone say, we're all medicating something. Well, it's true. We're all medicating something. What are you medicating your life with, right? Well, you know what? I love God and I love to learn things about Jesus I've never heard of before. I love to talk about that. It's my favorite thing to talk about is the historical Jesus. And we'll do some of that too as I point you to Dr. Ron Charles and the Cubit Foundation. But in making your comeback, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Well, one of the ways you can start that has revolutionized my life is starting on this hero product. It's less than what you spend on Starbucks a month, I guarantee you, and less than half of what I was spending on the shot. If you're interested in this, then message me or comment yes. I'll send you a link. Uh, no shame, no blame. You won't hurt my feelings if you don't look at it. But many of my friends are seeing the result pretty fast. Some are seeing it in weight loss. Some are seeing it in fat loss. Some are seeing it with better sleep, better libido, better blood flow, better concentration. And like myself, my wife notices. Let me tell you something. It's really important. It's really important that my wife is pleased with me. That's important to me, guys. If you're going to be married, don't turn into an oaf, that sits on the couch and don't go there. Be the man that you want to be. The beautiful thing about life is that as long as you're breathing, there's victory in the air. So you can live your life. You can be encouraged. You can make a decision. You can cut things from your life that are not healthy. Whether it's relationships, maybe you're working too much. Maybe you've realized that you've been trading your time for money that doesn't really exist. And so that's another thing too. So start your comeback, make your comeback. And let me tell you, it's a whole lot easier to even think that way when you put things into your body. Did you know that your body was made to heal itself? It was made to heal itself. And the thing that I discovered from my friend Brian Holmes, it's literally a drop in the morning, a drop at night. It activates your bitter senses and your vagus nerve, and it goes to work. When your back hurts, it's not your back hurting; it's the muscles that won't relax. You know, and so there's nothing else that I have found in all these years, and I've tried everything that I could that reduces inflammation, it reduces fat, and also it increases, your blood flow and libido and optimism. And you begin to dream again. And so, with that said, make contact. But no matter what you do, contact me or not, be encouraged to make your comeback, to stop your world and remember who you are. Remember your dreams. Remember why you're put on this earth. It wasn't to pay bills and die. You were put on this earth to fulfill a mission, and you can fulfill that mission if you're healthy. It's very hard to if you're not. So, for the sake of your children, your spouse mostly, your grandchildren, do something. Do something for yourself. Be good to yourself. Take that first step in making your comeback. A setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback. And here's another one. The journey of 1,000 miles